show what I got. NBA, here I come, baby. It's now or nothing.
Oh, you gotta love the positive energy in his first NBA game, folks. This is it. Opening day. The regular season is set to begin, and we're thrilled to bring you all the live action right here on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan, and to tip off opening night, let's check out the starting lineups. First for the Magic, Nelson Aflalo, combined guard. And they've got Vucevic, the sweet-shooting 7-footer out of USC, in at the center. Then there's Tobias Harris, and it's Davis in at the 4. And then for the Indiana Pacers, George Hill at the 1, Paul George at the 2, and starting 7'2", one of the true giants in the game, another big man out of Georgetown, Roy Hibbert. Then there's Danny Green, and it's West in at the 4 spot.
It was certainly a slow start to the season for the Pacers. Their veteran and leading scorer, Danny Granger, was on the shelf with knee injury, but somehow this team found its identity around defense and the emergence of some young...
We've got 1:13 left to play in the first. Here's Fresh. A finger roll finish at the bucket. Fresh with his first bucket in the NBA. What a feeling he's got to have right now. And Granger was able to come back for them for a stretch during the regular season, but eventually had to once again miss the rest of the games. But the team had grown to where, that probably didn't derail them, as it might have, Steve, in the past.
Well, the big thing with the Pacers, Kevin, is that they have a lot of depth now across the roster. With the emergence of Paul George, who kind of took Granger's spot, they were able to move on pretty well without him.
To Copeland, down to 5 on the shot clock. Now 8 seconds separate the 2 clocks. Oh, and then the jam by Harkless.
And once he took off, it looked like the defense just had no interest in getting in his way.
That's one where you just give up the 2 points and move on.
Fresh, the pass to George. There's the pick. Copeland misses the 3.
Couldn't convert, but nice little two-man game there.
And it wouldn't surprise me to see them go back to that the next trip.
And Oladipo kicks to Turkoglu. The offense coming free and easy as we wrap up the first quarter. It's the Magic. They're up by 5.
Come to where the action is. See your Pacers up close and personal. Don't forget, discount multiple game packages are still available to see Fresh and his teammates. Come out and welcome our
Here's Oladipo. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Nelson dishes to Oladipo. Back to Nelson. The feed now to Oladipo. Solid shot from the distance of about 14 feet. And the Magic lead by 4.
The entire defense was frozen footed. Nobody picked up the shooter, Kevin.
Victor Oladipo, a 6'5" shooting guard out of Indiana. When you talk about athleticism, toughness, defense, grit, work ethic, those are the selling points. And I think he'll be a stingy defender from day one. And as he continues to improve his shooting, Oladipo has a chance to be a star.
And back to Oladipo. And Steve, you mentioned his shooting touch still a little inconsistent, but Clark, more of a slasher at the college level that maybe could see an improved shot as he goes to the pros.
Well, he certainly has his fans among NBA GMs. The athleticism is there. The work ethic is there. I thought his shot improved dramatically during his college career. So this is a kid that I think is going to just continue to get better and better.
Lonnie Price has checked in for Orlando. He hits one and misses one, each at the line.
There was a lot of talk about the Magic not getting equal value when they traded Dwight Howard to the Lakers before last season, but take a look at how both teams started, the Lakers and the Magic, and for a time there, the Magic had a better record early in the season than the Lakers, so I think it worked out okay for the Magic.
No good on that one. Well, Clark, like you said, hard to believe, but it's true. The Magic did have a better record than the Lakers for the early part of the season, but that was mostly due to a surprise down year from the Lakers, Steve, and a hot start for Orlando.
And remember, the Magic did get that big win at Staples against LA. That was kind of revenge for the D. Howard trade. But as time wore on, the Magic's lack of talent showed, and they really struggled the rest of the season.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Kevin, it certainly seemed the Magic were to be lost after Dwight Howard, but they have quickly turned things around. The development of their young players last year and nabbing the #2 overall pick in the draft helped speed that process. They took Victor Oladipo and now have a fantastic collection of young talent. We'll see how quickly they can get back to the postseason, guys.
Well, they didn't get it done last season, Doris, but they're hoping with the revamped roster, this will be the year. Here's Oladipo. Price kicks to Maxey. Price outside. Shot clock at 6. The dish to Harkless. A floater gets it to go. Harkless has got his second bucket. Indiana's gone 2 for 5 from three-point land since the end of the first. Here's Fresh. No good. Nice D for Maxey. Orlando's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. Price the pass to Harkless. He dishes it to Oladipo. It's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn over. And we're through 2 here and a good one. Pacer.
Now, presented by Sprint.
It's the first game of the NBA season, but on the halftime report, we're already in mid-season form. The Pacers are in the lead out in Indiana against the Magic. And defensively, they've done a good job grabbing rebounds, limiting second chances. And for Orlando, they're looking good in their own right. They'd like a win to put this season.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Fresh, guarded by Nelson. Hill passes to Fresh. And lots of contact there. We'll see the shot. He'll shoot 2. Nelson. And so he's picked up his final foul. And he will sit for the rest of this game. The Pacers making a switch here. He hits the second from the line. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Indiana out in front. They lead by 18. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final.
For a scary night of basketball, Halloween in the NBA. Carmelo Anthony and the New York Knicks take on Joakim Noah and the Chicago Bulls this Thursday, 7 o'clock Central.
And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens during the fourth. Orlando's gone into a funk from downtown in the fourth. Only one of their 5 3-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. Aflalo dishes to Price. Backing down. Harris outside. 6 on the shot clock. The 3. Here's Vucevic. Battles through traffic and lays it in.
Well, something special about him, guys, is just how good he is at winning the so-called second shot game, going hard to the offensive glass, salvaging points with his putbacks.
And you know what? He is also relentless on the board. He works as hard on his rebounding as anybody you're going to see.
Fresh, the pass to Stevenson. He kicks to West. Excellent D there from Vucevic. Well, Orlando shooting reasonably well, 45%. Back to Price. Magic moving the ball around. Harris gets the screen from Davis. Harris kicks to Price. At the line, Orlando.
Multiple possessions will be the story of the game, and even with the big lead, this team continues to be quicker to the ball.
And that one falls for Davis. The Magic making a switch here. And both free throws good for Davis. From deep. No good. So no problems for Indiana as they get the win.
Now that Game 1 of your NBA career is in the books, how would you rate your performance?
I don't measure success by the stat line. I measure it by how good my basketball was out there, and I felt like I was playing good, smart ball. So, you know, the foundation of a long career is built on the shoulders of solid fundamentals. So, we'll see.
Started. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now my whole team here. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now the whole team here. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now my whole team here. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now the whole team here. I done kept it real from the jump. Living at my mama's house, we'd argue every month. I was trying to get it on my own. Working all night, traffic on the way home, and my uncle calling me like, where you at? I gave you the keys, so you bring it right back. I just think it's funny how it goes. Now I'm on the road, $500,000 for a show, and we started from the bottom now.
Take it out when you see it. This is NBA basketball on 2K Sports. It's Wednesday, Hump Day, and we're ready to bring you all the action. I'm Kevin Harlan here along with Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr with Doris Burke on the sideline. We've got a chance now for our starting lineups from point guard to center. This game should be a good one. And guys, what are you going to be looking for in this one from David West?
Well, Kevin, when he's got the ball down in the low post, he has a huge variety of moves to choose from.
Well, Doris, an interesting game. Moments ago, you had a chance to talk with head coach Frank Vogel. What do you have to say?
Going into this game and scouting the opposition, he told me he's a huge fan of Drew Holiday, saying, you know, Drew's still a guy with so much potential. You just don't see that many point guards with his kind of frame. 6'4", close to 2 bills, and a great skill set to match. He's a guy you love to watch, but you often hate to go up against. Kevin, we'll see if he can have a big impact in this one.
Thanks again, Doris. We've got 1:28 left to play in the first quarter. Steamsma dishes to Holiday. Shot clock at 6. Misses in close.
And very quickly here in the first quarter, pronounced advantage for them on the glass.
Yeah, that's a trend they'd love to continue right through the next 3 quarters as well.
I'll keep talking about, just the lack of need between these two teams from different conferences, and probably isn't a whole lot of hostility between them, not a lot of emotion, at least right now. All that being said, Clark, it still makes you think for a very interesting matchup.
I'd say so. I mean, these West versus East contests give us a chance to see the style differences between the conferences, which are sometimes much more pronounced than you might think.
That's a real good point, because there are different feel, different kind of players, race, rosters are made up, and so on.
No question about it.
Gordon, the pass to Steamsma. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. A minute and a half gone here in the second quarter. And good, count it. Before I forget, guys, what did you think about his comments in the press conference after the last game?
I think he said the right things after that first game. It's a big one because it is your first taste of NBA action, but he seemed to keep it all in perspective. It's just one game and a long line of what will be many.
Well, it's important for young guys like that to mature quickly and to understand how the NBA operates, and the fact that you have to keep an even keel throughout the season or you'll go crazy. So it's good that he seems to understand that right away.
Evans and Anderson, the forwards. Holiday out there with Anthony Morrow, and it's Smith in at the pivot, manning the middle. So that's the group out there for New Orleans.
If you're in the Western Conference and don't want to finish near the bottom, you've got to be able to rack up some wins against the East. And New Orleans, with a young team that's trying to find itself, just didn't have a good record against the Eastern Conference.
Pacers with the rebound. West has got rebound number 5 here tonight. They come into this one having outplayed the Magic last game.
That was a heck of a performance for them offensively. There were some stretches there where it just seemed like everything was falling for them.
And it wasn't by accident they shot it that well. Their ball movement was excellent. That was the key to me.
Well, Clark, you spoke about the Pelicans' record against the East last season. They were just 12-18, and that was the second worst mark for anyone out west.
Well, you could see they were timid at times. They were unsure of themselves. They just didn't have enough talent, enough belief in themselves. And it showed anytime they went on the road.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
It's Wednesday night, and we're almost over the hump. This is the 2K Sports Halftime. Indiana with the lead against New Orleans. And if you like scoring, you love their first half of basketball.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now, here in the third. Evans kicks to Holiday. It's stolen. Here's the break. On the court right now for the Pacers. Fresh in at point guard. Paul George is out there with Danny Granger. Then it's Scola, and it's Hill in at the shooting guard position. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pacers will take it.
Probably the biggest knock on Anthony Davis you could make his rookie season is that he missed a lot of time with injuries, and that's really not something you knock a guy for. Ankle, a concussion. He missed several stretches.
Back to West. Tipped. It's stolen by Aminu. And New Orleans pushing it up now. Rivers buries it down low. Rivers has got his second bucket of the night.
Boy, he is a strong finisher on the fast break.
Yeah, he sure is. He remains in total control, even at full speed. I love that about him.
Out of bounds, New Orleans will take possession. And for Anthony Davis, a slender build. How he weathers the physicality of the NBA in some people's minds, Steve, is a question mark.
Well, it's always hard to predict when a player comes out of college after his freshman year just how much more he's going to fill out. But he's got broad shoulders. He looks like he's got the ability to add muscle. And I think as he does that, he's going to be probably best suited to play the power forward position long term rather than center.
Okay, well, let's check in with Doris Burke reporting from our sideline in this game. Doris, take it away.
Well, guys, an aggressive move by the Pelicans front office on draft day, trading away the rights to Nerlens Noel and their 2014 pick in order to acquire the Sixers' young all-star point guard, Drew Holiday. Clearly, a mandate from ownership to accelerate the rebuild process and win now. And they gave up a lot, but in Holiday, they have a proven player, and he's still just 23 years of age. He can grow with the team. Kevin?
They certainly seem to be headed in the right direction, Doris, with a good core attack. Rivers dishes to Gordon. Passes it to Aminu. Back to Gordon. Clock at 6.
Well, he hasn't had much success shooting the ball, but it's not too late for him to get it turned around and start contributing.
Here's West. That's good, and the assist goes to Watson. That's 12 points for David West. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for Indiana.
Now, we've seen them make that extra effort rotating from the weak side, closing out on their airspace, really sending shots back.
They've worked hard tonight at crashing the boards as well. They've had a bunch of second chance points. Injury has always been the big concern when you talk.
1:29 left in the game. Rivers at the 2 with Aminu at the 3. Anderson and Davis there in the middle. And it's Roberts in at the point guard position. That's the Pelicans' 5. Aminu, the pass to Rivers. Pelicans keep it alive. And Aminu kicks to Rivers. The feed to Aminu. He dishes it to Rivers. New Orleans moving it around. Pass to Aminu. He kicks to Rivers. 6 on the shot clock. Good! And that shot brings them to within just 1. But going back there at Gordon Clark, you said roll the dice, and roll the dice the Pelicans did, matching the Suns' max offer, Steve, to get him.
Well, he's had a history of injuries, and so it made the decision from New Orleans a little more difficult. And if you're Phoenix, you look back on it now and you think, well, maybe it's a good thing New Orleans matched, because Gordon missed most of last season in New Orleans.
Catching up on the changes for New Orleans. Jason Smith, he's checked in for Anderson. Gordon comes in for Austin Rivers. And it's Holiday in for Brian Roberts. And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Yes, Kevin. Monty Williams was just going over the plan with his team. As this game approaches its finale, the outcome's still undecided. He told them, "We're not far, fellas. It's within reach. Seize the moment and walk away with a win." Guys?
Got sloppy in a close game. You have to take advantage of every opportunity.
There's 25 seconds left in the fourth quarter, and that's an intentional foul. We're on the first, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 4-point ball game.
Two-possession game now, so strategically everything changes a little bit. Those were very important foul shots.
Good.
Oh, what a basket, and at the perfect time.
How about the courage and backbone of this guy? Wow.
Well, you do what you have to do to extend this game and try to get the ball back.
In this situation, clock management crucial.
And he ends up making the second, and that will put them up by 2. 17 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Davis setting the pick for Holiday. Outside Gordon. Into Smith. Oh, no good. Ooh, offline. So a close game sees Indiana take this one. Well, they don't get much more exciting than that part.
They sure don't. When it was gut check time, this team kept their composure, kept their emotions in check, and got it done.
Thank you for joining us for this presentation of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. For Clark, Stephen Doris, and the rest of the crew, Kevin Harlan saying see you next time.
Congrats on getting a win in a really close game. How much does a game like that change the way you play in the closing moments, knowing that the outcome is hanging in the balance?
I think it pushes me to a whole nother level, man. To paraphrase my boy Steven Jackson, I thrive under pressure. That's when I'm at my best, and that's when I think the true superstars stand out. My teammates even stepped it up tonight, and it was a big win for us in a game that could have gone either way. Hopefully that means some of my qualities are starting to rub off on them a little bit. If so, pressure ain't going to stand a chance against us from here on out.